We just got so much information about Skirk in the past few days, and it revealed a ton about the nature of Teyvat, the Abyss, and the cosmos beyond the false sky. Plus, we got to see Child, so without wasting any time, let's dive right in. Let's start with the big one. Skirk is from outside Teyvat, but she is not a descender. That's huge because it tells us that just being from beyond isn't enough to make you a descender. In the animated short Star Odyssey, the narrator, who's most likely her master Surtalogi, explains that because he opened the way for Skirk to enter Teyvat, she is merely a trespasser and not someone with the power to alter fate. This actually gives us some insight into the Abyss Twin. The Traveler's sibling is also not a descender despite being from outside Teyvat. That might be because they were allowed into this world when, quote-unquote, the heavens responded to the summoning, a detail mentioned by Scaramouche, unlike the Traveler who crash-landed. So the distinction might not be where you're from, but how you arrived. It's the difference between being let in versus breaking in, and that seems to be at the core of what defines a descender. Now, back to Skirk. Where did she come from and what happened to her? Skirk's homeworld is most likely destroyed. She's introduced as the last survivor of a cosmic calamity, with her affiliation literally being listed as Cosmic Calamity. At the end of her trailer, we see a vision of a scorched, burning planet, probably the place she once called home. From what it looks like, Teyvat wasn't her first destination after the destruction of her homeworld. She probably jumped from planet to planet before finding her way to Teyvat. And when she made it to Teyvat, she was later found in what's probably the ruins of Khaenri'ah, upon a patch of unremembered scorched earth and then taken in by Surtalogi. From Star Odyssey, we know that Skirk traveled far and wide, through Dragonspine where she met Alice, across the Sumeru Desert, the moonlit bamboo forest, perhaps even the Mare Javari. She also crossed paths with Dainsleif, who recognized the swordsmanship she learned from Surtalogi. But why? The narrator, who's probably, again, Surtalogi, tells her, "If you wish to defeat me, walk the path I once walked." This doesn't feel like a challenge out of malice, but rather it feels more like a rite of passage. Plus, it's pretty hard to find a solid reason why she may harbor ill will towards the one who trained her, unless he is in her way somehow, or caused her grief and suffering in some way. Skirk's trailer and Skirk's tales suggest she respects her master deeply, even if their relationship was harsh. In fact, in the final panel of Skirk's Tales posted on HoYoLab, she looks back on her younger self, stating that she seeks strength to fulfill an unnamed goal. So her motivation may not be against Surtalogi, but rather something more personal, something tied to her past. In her trailer, we even see her battling what appears to be a version of herself, hinting at inner turmoil, or perhaps a reckoning with her previous identity before she even came to Teyvat. Moving on, an important point needs to be made. Skirk's limbs aren't natural at all. They're regrown using abyssal power. As seen in Star Odyssey, when she came to Teyvat, she already had her limbs regrown in this way. This seems to imply that she has a solid command over abyssal energy even before she came to Teyvat. It's also said that she wields a blade sharp enough to tear through the sky, possibly a technique passed down from Surtalogi himself, who may have used the same ability to open the path into Teyvat. Moving on, Skirk describes the Abyss as the shadow of the world. It will always exist and never perish. If that's true, then the Abyss isn't limited to Teyvat. It exists beyond the false sky, everywhere. This might explain how she was able to wield its power long before setting foot into Teyvat, and use it to regrow her limbs. Her dialogue also suggests a cosmic awareness few others in Teyvat have. She says that in the end, even the stars will die, a sentiment echoed through Genshin's lore. So let's zoom out a little bit. The idea of inevitable cosmic decay, or even of the stars withering, has come up before. In the finale of the Deep Gallery's artifact set, we learn of a Voyager who traveled across the stars and arrived at Teyvat. She saw it as unremarkable, a planet orbiting a sun that's just a fleeting ember. She spoke with Nibelung, the Dragon King, warning him of a lightless end that tears through star clusters, and urged him to leave with her. When she returned millennia later, everything had changed. The heavenly principles had arrived, humans had settled, and the sky was sealed. The Voyager is the most likely candidate for the second descender, and according to the same artifact set, a girl, Skirk, journeys throughout Teyvat trying to find the trail of the Voyager, guided by the magical swordmaster Surtalogi. Maybe Skirk isn't just trying to find the Voyager, but is taking the same path that Surtalogi took. Perhaps it was Surtalogi first who went on a journey throughout Teyvat to find the Voyager. And now he guides his disciple to do the same. So when Surtalogi says that she first must walk the path that he once walked in order to find a way to defeat him, this must be the path that he's talking about. The journey Surtalogi must have taken in order to find the Voyager. As someone from beyond the firmament, Skirk can't reveal the truth about the world to the people outright. But what she can do is encourage her own people to traverse the wreckage of the stars, so that one day, he may be able to see the world as she does. There's still so much we don't know about Skirk, but her promo alone gives us so many clues about the greater truths of the universe, the Abyss, and Teyvat's place in all of it. So let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.